Hi, and welcome to Urban Goes Green. My name's Cindy, and I'm from Urban Reforestation. I am the event manager at Urban Reforestation, look after the events, community and corporate. So I'm here today with Jeanette Lambert from Village Well. She's one of the senior placemakers within the company, and she's here to tell us a little bit about placemaking and why it's so important for communities. So welcome, Jeanette.
Thank you for having me.
Great. I was just wondering if you could tell our viewers a little bit of information about your background, since you've had such a widespread background, and also what Village Well is and what they do.
Sure. Well, my name's Jeanette. I've been with Village Well for about 4 years now. I've got a background in architecture, and I guess the main thing that led me to Village Well was real interest in how people experience place and also how they can be involved in creating that place. And Village Well's role really often is on projects to be a bit of a specialist generalist in that way. We work with such a broad range of communities, developers, local government, architects, on a huge range of projects, a variety of scales, anything from a foyer of a new building all the way to a whole greenfield community, really looking for those opportunities for both the community to be involved in creating that, but also looking for opportunities where stakeholders can build stronger partnerships and eventually basically create better places for the people that use them.
I mean, that's obviously so important because communities are the ones that are actually living in those spaces, and you've obviously sometimes got the design of developing them and the communities living in them, so it's great. And why is it so important for the communities to have to go through that process of placemaking?
It's really about building ownership and building capacity within communities. It really supports really safe, vibrant and active places in communities where they can come together and gather and connect and really be part of that civic life. It's also really important to the economic prosperity of local communities. It's about supporting local businesses and really creating that sense of community that you feel in really great places. And it's one thing that even down here at Docklands, people often mention the fact that there's a lot of large spaces that aren't really activated, and a lot of our work is around building the partnerships to activate those spaces.
Yeah, definitely, because I think even myself coming to the Docklands, it appeared from the onset that it doesn't have a good community, but then when you're actually in the Docklands, there's actually a thriving community, and we get people walking past our shop or coming into the garden and putting their rubbish into the composting. It's like this kind of underground community, which is really lovely. Yeah, no, it's good. And what do you think, I suppose, just summing up the top 5 kind of priorities for communities, moving into the future?
Top 5.
Yeah, or the kind of...
I would say one of the biggest things that is happening at the moment, especially off the back of the last election, is for people really to stand up and take part in that sort of civic part of life, lobbying ministers, really going out there and looking for that strong leadership that we need to make the changes that we need to make to change in the future. I think one of the biggest challenges is going to be population growth and supporting that, sustainable, well-managed growth in, the huge momentum of development that's occurring, particularly in Victoria right now, with population growth, housing affordability and food security related to that, as we develop a lot of our agricultural land, even in a lot of the growth areas. That's probably going to be one of the biggest challenges we've got moving forward.
That's great, and I think as well we're trying to do that too with just the food security issues. We get people that haven't really experienced a garden, or some children that come down to the garden and haven't tasted fresh peas. It's similar to that commercial thing that fresh peas come from a packet or fridge.
Exactly.
Now, you've obviously been there for such a long time, and you're a Gen Y, so normally you move on every couple of years. But what's kept you at Village Well? What do you enjoy about it?
I think it's really that it is making a difference for communities, and also the breadth of projects and the amount of different, differently minded people that we get to work with is the most, rewarding thing about it, and really seeing those opportunities come to the fore and seeing places improve, and the stories that you get from people after going through that process of being involved, and how much they appreciate being involved in that process.
And also going back there at the end and seeing all the changes.
Oh, absolutely, definitely.
Really well, thanks very much for joining us today. It's been excellent. And just a bit of self-promotion for Urban Reforestation. We've got 2 workshops coming up. So we've got Sunday the 7th of November. We're doing indoor and balcony gardening, if anyone is interested in coming along. And then we've also got Sunday the 13th actually Saturday the 13th, we're doing a sustainable gift making. So it's in time for Christmas. We can teach you how to make some sustainable gifts that are homemade and don't cost the earth. Thanks very much for joining us today.